Guys, Brian back here with a Caspa chart update and some news. Got some pretty big news actually to show you guys here in a second. Pretty interesting actually what's going on here. Could end up being a massive thing for Caspa and the whole community. Alright, so first off, let's take a look at them crypto bubbles. Got Caspa and Bone, the two I've been covering the most lately. Both of them up 6.8%. Looks like Bone's coming in for a fifth wave, and Caspa also doing the same exact thing. So not a lot of green out there to talk about today. More red than green, actually. So a little bit down day in the market out there. Before we get to the news, we're going to go over these charts very fast. We got Bitcoin dominance regaining. This thing is actually bouncing back up here, okay? You can see it bottomed out down there. It's roughly 49.46, and now it started bouncing up. Now we have that daily coming up here, all right? So kind of what I'm expecting out of this thing is an ABC, all right, which would look something along the lines of this coming up to a 702, all right? We'll see if it plays out or not. And I'm rolling over for a C leg, which would end right down here on this support level, okay? Which would be right on top of support right over here. And that would be right back to the breakout point. So that would give us a retest back there. We'll see if this ends up playing out. That's what in my own opinion, is going to happen with this thing. We'll see if it does or not. You know, everybody has opinions, and everybody has their own outlook on what's going to happen here. So, but I am going to mark an A. We'll see if it plays out. A B up to there, up to 50.93. And then a C leg would end up coming down here. All right, so we'll see if it plays out or not, but that's what happens a lot of times here after you get a top. Then you have an ABC correction come in here. So like I said, we'll see if that's what happens or not. We'll have to play that card when we get there. Bitcoin's only down 87 bucks today, but same old, you know, going sideways in here. Just it keeps playing around with a breakout here, okay? The daily is has actually flipped bullish at the bottom here, or bearish, I'm sorry. The 12-hour is just about at the top, but look how low it is down here. I mean, this thing could literally any second turn and go. All right, so on the smaller time frames here, the 8 hours coming down, the 4-hour. Look at this, okay? Now, is this a back test? You have your breakout. Like I always show you guys, you know, you get the breakout, then you come back for the back test, okay? Now is this the point where this thing bounces? We're just going to have to wait out and see. On the 4-hour, the RSI is coming down, but the price is going up, all right? The 1-hour is just reset at the bottom. Look how it perfectly bounces off that trend line. Whoops, sorry, I do that every single time. Look how it perfectly bounced off that trend line. Breakout, pull back for the retest, and a normal breakout and a retest. This thing should start moving. All right, we have the daily RSI at the bottom. Like I said, just flipped bullish. It's at a 20 and a 19. We got the 12-hour getting near the top, still bullish. 8-hour at the top and bearish. 4-hour still coming down, but look at that green. Like I said, look at that green candle, and we got the 1-hour just starting up. So, and of course the weekly it just flipped bearish on the weekly here. Okay, but if Bitcoin starts moving here, that can change that in a hurry. You see how close together them lines are? I mean, they're just barely bearish. 61.6 and a 62.5, so just barely. The monthly, still bullish and heading up, all right? So Bitcoin's looking fine. It just needs to start moving. Hopefully this breakout and this retest right here play out, okay? You can see the breakout of the resistance, the retest, and the bounce started. So we'll see what plays out with that. That Dixie got rejected right at the line that we put there, that 102.04. Let's go out in the daily. That daily is getting towards the top. All right, so this thing could be getting overextended here. And we're going to zoom in here because it looks like a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there should be an ABC if that's what it is. The 12 hours at the top, a 99 and a 98. 8 hour, look how it's coming right up against that resistance. 8 hour has, it's still bullish. No, I'm sorry, it flipped bearish. 75, 76 and a 75, still bullish. 4 hour, 62 and a 62. Geez, just flipping back and forth here, okay? And if we go in, here we go. Let's see here. Let's get a trend-based fib out and take a look. Now, would that start the whole way down there or not? No. That is way too big of a move. Alright, so, looks like a 1, 2, 3, fourth wave pullback right above that one wave. Boy, oh boy, that is definitely a one wave, but where does it start? Yeah, that could be it. Maybe this fifth wave hasn't come in the whole way yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe it's going to get one more push. So we'll just have to wait and see out. Or maybe that's all the higher it's going to go. Maybe it hit resistance there and the resistance stopped it out short of a full extension here. That's also possible too. But anyway, the DXY looks like it's rolling over. So that's what we want to see. The total market cap of crypto is down $3.5 billion. And if we go out in the daily, I mean, this thing is just... look at it. It's winding up in here. We talked about this already. You know, watch for, you know, you got your boom, boom. Now it hit the top. Now it's probably going to come back down to the bottom. And this one here should be our blast out of here. If it's going to break out, okay? If this thing ends up coming down, coming back to the top and get rejected again, I would expect a breakdown, but I'm not expecting a breakdown. I'm expecting a break up out of this thing. So might have some playing around in here yet to do. Another week or two. It's hard to say. Total market cap without Bitcoin. Here we go. Just in a range, really. Let's go out on the weekly here and get a look at this thing. Yeah, just in that range. But this one here is how I like how it back tested the 2017 high, and it used it as support, and it's really just ranging in this box. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a box on this thing. Right. I apologize. Here we go. Rectangle, and until it breaks out of this. This is basically just ranging, alright? So until we have a breakout of that area, in fact, might as well raise it up here because we have a wick up there, alright? So just bouncing around in here, going sideways, really. No, you know, up and down, what? To the upside. Holy cow, that's a lot more than I thought. 56%? Holy cow. Is it that much? Not to the downside. 38%. Yeah, it's actually pretty big moves. You know, especially on the weekly. I guess if we go on the daily here, you know, from the bottom, from this bottom here, you know, to where we're at now, we're up roughly 33%. So not bad. You know, when the billions start adding up, the money starts adding up. But anyway, let's move on here because I got something exciting here I want to show you guys. Caspa starts $30,000 crowdfunding campaign for a tier 1 exchange listing. This is a very interesting article, right? And if I could ask you guys to hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that. And if you would like to join the channel as a member, it's in the description of the video. I would appreciate that very, very much. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna start some members only videos, maybe some trade setups, some teaching how to read charts, stuff like that. Whatever. I'm gonna have a discussion with the members we have now, and whatever type of videos you guys want. Looking at certain coins for members only. If you want a coin looked at, send me a message, and I'll get you a chart on it, and stuff like that. So want to do stuff for you guys. It's a members community. You guys are the bosses, and I want to give you guys the pick of what to do for that. So let's move on about this crowdfunding. Caspa has launched a new crowdfunding campaign for a second tier 1 exchange listing. All right, it doesn't list the exchange. Could this be Coinbase? Could it be Binance? I don't know. The Kaspa token recently rose by 100%. Some have questioned the decision to crowdfund Kaspa's new CEX centralized exchange listing. Kaspa has announced that a crowdfunding campaign has been launched to list a token of an unnamed Tier 1 centralized exchange. Until now, the only Tier 1 exchange where Kaspa has been available is KuCoin, and the team is now looking to expand its central exchange presence via a new crowdfunding scheme. CEXs typically require projects to pay a sizable fee when listing a new token. The fee goes towards providing liquidity and covering the initial cost of market making, which enables traders and investors to buy and sell the crypto in real time with minimal slippage. Kaspa stated that in order to further its aim of widespread adoption, more centralized exchange listings are needed. KR Crowing via the Kaspa announcement, wrote, securing a spot on an additional Tier 1 exchange can serve as a potent catalyst for Kaspa, spurring its growth and increasing acceptance on a global scale. Oh yeah, could you imagine if this was Coinbase or Binance? That would be super exciting. It says here, a significant step forward for the Kaspa community. The crowdfunding campaign is launched for a listing on a Tier 1 exchange. Remember, support isn't just monetary. Let's spread the Kaspa word and grow together. And I'm going to show you how much they got for this, too, and then we're going to get over that Kaspa chart. So if you get down through here, is it normal to ask a community to fund a listing? The recent Kaspa announcement indicates that the Tier 1 exchange is ready to list Kaspa as long as the project pays the initial listing fee. While many projects incorporate exchange listing fees into their tokenomics, Kaspa has opted to crowdfund the process using a variety of donation addresses. Kaspa has stated that the unnamed exchange will use the donated funds to create a marketing campaign around the listing and help drive trading volume toward the token after it's launched. It says here, it is unusual for projects to crowdfund exchange listings as they are deemed a necessary part of project development that typically get incorporated into early budgeting plans. Kaspa's tokenomic structure, unlike many other cryptos, does not show allocation percentages. This may be due to Kaspa's token being created during a fair launch, meaning that it has been fully community funded since its Genesis block. Now, if we go over here to Twitter, I want to show you guys something pretty exciting. If we go back, let's close this out a second. Right here it says a significant step forward for the Kaspa community. A crowdfunding campaign is launched for listing on a Tier 1 exchange. Now, if we click on this and look at the comments, let me show you guys something here. Right here. Okay, so, oops, that's the wrong one. I apologize. Let me close that one out. This is pretty interesting because it shows how much they've gotten so far. Right there. Caspa has a great opportunity to be listed on a Tier 1 exchange, a top 5 Tier 1 exchange. Through negotiations, we were presented a very attractive proposal with a listing fee of just $30,000 total in Caspa. The funding period will end on Wednesday, August 2nd. This funding pool is to raise $30,000 in Caspa that will be used for exchange marketing campaign. All right, so they have gotten just about $16,000 in Caspa and about $8,000. So they've gotten roughly 24,000 out of the 30,000 needed for this. Roughly 80% of it is already done. You know, so if you could afford it, you could do it. Please go over and look into it. I threw a little bit towards it myself, and it's going towards a good cause, a top 5 exchange listing. Could you imagine what this could do for Caspa? It would be amazing. So let's move on to the chart here, guys. Want to get that filled out for you here. All right, here we go. On the daily, let's look back here. We had that pullback. Oops, I have a couple alarms set. I apologize. Let me get them off there. There we go. And here we are. Okay, so we end up having a pull down after this top. Just like we talked. This one ended up being almost 21%. We were expecting about 23%, so we missed it by about 2% there. No big deal. That's the least of our worries right now. Now on the daily, we have the RSI just flipping up. It's at a 14 and a 6. All right, the 12 is on its way up, a 65 and a 40. Look at these 12-hour green candles, 4 in a row. 8-hour is still heading up and bullish. Pretty much the same story there. 4-hour is getting near the top. It's at an 89 and an 87, but it's still bullish right now, okay? And if you go down through, and if you look down here at the bottom, we're only at a 57, okay? Right here is our high. Let's go to the daily. Right there is our high point, and right now we are at a 66, and our high came in at an 82. All right, so I see this thing making a higher high with this. I really do. When this fifth wave comes in, and watch for this to work out, because geez, I hate that I lost my brush. I just cannot find it anywhere in my settings or my highlighter. You know, watch for this thing to make a new high right there. All right, and then start our ABC correction down here. But watch for that higher high to come in. It's coming, all right, especially with that daily RSI reset. And down at the bottom here, this thing's looking perfect. That's the one we need to reset. That's the one we got reset. The weekly is at the top. No big deal. Still bullish, 88 and 85. This is the one here that I'm kind of worried about a lower high coming in. All right, to get a higher high on this thing would have to go up, you know, wow, up into the high 90s. The 92 was the high right over here, you know, so to get a higher high, it would have to be pretty impressive, okay? I don't really see that happening. And number two, if we get a lower high here, it just means that we tapped out here on this run, and we're going to have an ABC down. Now, are we going to break it? I really have no idea. I don't think anybody does. I think it's really going to depend on volume and FOMO kicking in at that point, especially once this gets that higher high than this high right here. So it's going to be exciting. I believe it's going to come in within the next day or two, especially with that daily RSI heading up. So get ready for some fireworks, guys. And a top 5 tier exchange listing, that's exciting as hell. I mean, if you go over to, let me show you real quick, list of top centralized exchanges. Oops. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Okay, you got Binance, Coinbase, Gemini. We're on KuCoin. You know, look at, Coinbase or Binance would be absolutely astronomical. Okay, that would just set this coin. If we get listed on Binance or Coinbase, that's going to bring so much volume, man. It's going to be ridiculous. It really is. And if we look at CoinMarketCap and look at the volume on Caspa, let's head over there real quick. See what the 24-hour volume is. I looked at it yesterday on my day out of town. I think it was up 24%. Just a real quick look here. There we go. The volume up 11% more today, 26 million bucks. And a couple weeks ago, guys, this was around 10 million a day. So that volume keeps building up. The fully diluted market cap now is over $1 billion, 1.1 billion. That's up 6% for the day. And right now we're up 6.46%. So things are looking great in Caspa land. Everybody, I think the panic's over. I think everybody sees the that fifth wave coming in. Then we're going to look for an ABC correction and then start another 5 waves up. So, all right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will talk to you soon, and thank you so much for watching.